Hello, everyone, and welcome to Riz Talks, where we take a moment to think again. I'm your host, Riz. Let's challenge the way we see the world and ourselves. It's time to pause, reflect, and ask, who are we really? Do the things we hold to be true even matter in the grand scheme of humanity? Today, we're talking about democracy, the greatest idea that's never worked perfectly. In definition only, democracy is a government by the people, for the people. Let's have a look at some facts. Let's start with America. Since 2000, Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 of 8 elections, but won the presidency 3 times due to the Electoral College. And this has happened many times. This happened in 1824 with Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams. It happened in 2000 with Al Gore and George W. Bush. In 2016, Hillary Clinton won the majority vote, but Donald Trump became the president. So the 26 small states, representing 17% of the US population, control 52% of Senate seats. Is this democracy? Only 24 countries are considered to be democratic in this world. Over 4 billion people, like half the humanity, live under authoritarian or hybrid regimes. The status as it is today, there's only 24 countries with full democracy. There's about 50 with flawed democracy. Then there's hybrid regimes where it's called democratic, but it isn't. And then there's 59 countries where there's authoritarian regimes. These include approximately 5 kingdoms, 5 communist, and 11 dictatorships, some military, some personal. Democracy. Is the really the best we can do for governance? Has democracy worked? Looking at our national and world leaders, do you wonder if this is the best we can do? Out of millions, if not hundreds of millions, are these the best people to lead us? Where is true democracy? Is it in the United Nations? Then what is veto? How can a single country block resolutions passed by not a simple or a two-third majority, but blocking 192 out of 193 countries? Just one country can say no and shut down an entire proposal. Is that democratic? It's like playing soccer and letting the goalie decide if the game counts. Is America truly democratic? As we discussed, it has lots of undemocratic features, including the Electoral College, gerrymandering, and instances where the popular vote winner loses the presidency. Why is it even controlled by lobbyists? In most democracies, representatives are supposed to voice the people's will, but sometimes it feels like they're speaking for someone else entirely. Lobbyists, factions, multinational corporations, the list goes on. And it seems people who can spend more money can buy more votes in most democracies. So, in theory, democracy is perfect. Everyone gets a voice. In reality, no. Well, humans are involved, so naturally it's messy. Think about it. Decisions get made by whoever shouts the loudest, whoever has the most money for ads. And then there's voter turnout, the cornerstone of, and yet half the population skips voting. It's like a leg day at the gym. Fun fact, generally in US presidential elections, only about 66%, like two-thirds of the population vote. That's like ordering pizza and letting two-thirds of the group decide the toppings. Compulsory in other countries, but still similar outcomes. Just promise the moon to the majority, you can get elected. And then you can disappear after the elections. So what could the future of governance look like? Are there options? Imagine a system that uses AI to optimize policy decisions, blockchains to ensure transparency, and direct democracy platforms to give citizens a real time voice. Where can we find this kind of democracy? Switzerland comes close. They use a direct democracy system where citizens vote on laws themselves. It's a country where they've had more referendums than anywhere else. But even there, it's not perfect. Not everyone votes. Let's be honest, most people would rather binge Netflix than read a 200-page policy proposal. Winston Churchill famously said, democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others. Look, we've tried alternatives, dictatorships, historically popular but not great for feedback. Monarchies, romanticized, but mostly about hats and waving. Communism, solid in theory, tricky in execution. So, democracy, flawed as it is, at least gives us a say, and it's adaptable. Think about ranked choice voting. It's like giving your second favorite candidate a shot. Or participatory budgeting, where communities decide how funds are spent. These ideas are now democracy 2.0. In conclusion, I would say democracy is the best option, or just the least worst system we've got. Some democracy struggles with polarization and inequality. Is it part of an evolution that works for the governance of countries, or are we going backwards? It exists where people demand accountability and show up to vote, even if the system isn't perfect. It is the best option so far, probably, but only if we keep working on it. It's far from perfect. We don't even hire a plumber unless he has credentials. Should politicians need to have some qualifications and experience before being allowed to contest? Based on the position they're contesting, can there be a best hybrid government system that combines the best of democracy, communism, socialism, capitalism, and more? We are the makers of tomorrow, so rethink our place in history and make a meaningful impact. As we look to the future, let's ask ourselves, what kind of world do we want to live in? And how we can create a system that works for humanity, not just the privileged few. The key is adaptability. As the world changes, so too must our systems of governance. The challenge lies in balancing competing priorities: freedom versus equality, innovation versus regulation, and individualism versus collective good. As political scientist Francis Fukuyama notes, the best political system is one that balances state capacity, rule of law, and democratic accountability. Until next time, remember the best government is just about systems, it's about people. And together we can build a better future with a better system. Think again, act to change things, and leave this world better than we found it. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to Rich Talks. Let's keep the conversation going. I don't have all the answers. Be curious, be kind, and come back for more.